Okay, so I was in group two, and we went from pages 237 to 248. So I'm gonna look down and to the side a lot. I have my notes, so let's do this. Financial perspectives. On that paragraph, it starts talking about the label and the interesting start. It starts off by saying that artists wants to do what they love. They want to make money by doing what they love. But one thing we have to get straight is that labels are not in the business of making you famous. They're in the business of making money. The artist is in the business of getting famous. Lots of people get it mixed up that if they just sell a few CDs that they're automatically going to make a lot of money. And chances are you're probably not going to. You really won't. But you are given a shot at world fame and making wonderful recordings. So here's how you get out there. What you do, what you need to focus on as the artist, you need to focus on making a great recording and making sure that everything sounds your best. And the label will take care of everything else. They'll do the distribution, the promotion, and the publicity. But yeah, your job as an artist is to become successful, and your job is to become so successful that you don't have to rely on your label to make all the management decisions for you. You're so successful that you can make any choice you want about your career, and they will listen to you. So traditional recruitment, I don't know if I made any notes on that. Obviously, the label creates they create a somewhat debt in the artist's name, and it's called the way that they go about this of paying it off is called recoupment. And this paragraph really talks a lot about numbers and how they deal with it. But the label before they pay you or before you receive any royalties, they have to pay off the debt that they made. And then you start making money, or then they start making money so that you can make money. But most of the time, the artist will not um, break even or receive many royalties from, well, before the label does. The label will they'll break even a few times before the artist receives any money, and that's kind of weird, but it's understandable considering that they're kind of going out on a limb to see how exactly you're gonna go. So here's something that I thought was interesting. On average, it takes between 75,000 and 200,000 units sold before the label breaks even. That's a lot of copies of records that they have to sell before they're actually making money that they can keep. And then they make about 500. It takes 500,000 for the artist to actually start making money. So it's pretty. That was pretty out there for me. But packaging fees it starts talking about packaging fees, and it says that the artists are usually charged for, well, were usually charged back when CDs and everything and vinyl were so big, but the artist would be charged for any of the CDs that broke, and that was they would have to take a percentage of the suggested retail list price as a royalty base to determine actual royalties. That's right. I said it a little funky, but that's right. But now they call it just a simple packaging fee, and fees can be from 15% to as high as 25% of the suggested retail list price. So, and artist royalties points. This paragraph talks about how the artist is paid and how the artist how the artist and the producer are getting paid. One main point that I made from this paragraph is that the artist and producer will not receive royalties until the label pays all recoupable fees out of unit sales. So they don't really start making money until the label pays back all that money. Then we went into the accounting thing, and I had to read this over like 2 or 3 times before I started to understand it. But the book used a deal about $1,000, and they went through all the fees that had to be taken out. Like, let me see. I don't really understand. Okay, yeah. So they have to do the unit sold minus the packaging fee, and the packaging fee, which I'm thinking is $1.76. In this example is $1.76, and the figure after the packaging fee and the producer points have been subtracted. So by dividing the artist's royalties into the label's $1 million debt, you can see that it would take approximately 568,181 units sold before the artist makes their first royalties. So before the artist really gets any of their royalties, they have to make or sell that many copies of what they have. In the end, though, the label should make about $1,852,269 before the artist would even make their first dime. So that's a lot of money. So I'm pretty over the time, but I'm gonna keep going. Always remember that in this business, exposure is the main key. It's a vital element to success, because without exposure, without getting any of your music out there, nobody's gonna know who you are or what kind of sound you have, and they're not gonna listen to you, or you're gonna be making all these wonderful songs and people are not gonna know who you are because you haven't exposed yourself enough to the public. So things like tours and merchandise endorsements, other types of stuff needs to be done when you're in this business, or when you're first getting started out, when you're looking to actually start selling CDs. So the book also explains something called a partnership deal. And a partnership deal is, I'm reading this directly from the book. A partnership deal is basically when the band provides talent and sometimes a part of the money up front in exchange for the label's promotion, publicity, distribution services, and matching funds. So, you, that's actually, in my opinion, that's a good deal. Kind of, if you don't have the money, it's kind of not a good deal, but if you do have the money, it's a really good deal. Because they pretty much promote you and all the other kind of stuff. You don't really have to worry about all that. They'll handle everything. I did not get to where I wanted to be. But later on in the chapter it talks about free goods, digital leasing, and promotion and promotional copies. As you know, promotional copies and free goods, they're just stuff that the labels would use, the labels and producers would use to get, to reel people in, to reel everybody in. Promotional copies are going to places like radio stations and TV talk shows, magazines, anything to create a hype about your name because you're first coming out there. They want as many people as possible to look at or to want to buy and be talking about you and your music, and any type of publicity in this case is pretty good. So, well, in my opinion, it's good. Trade magazines, he talked about, the labels use the industry trade magazines to alert key industry professionals about their acts, recordings, label news, and releases. And these type of trade magazines are like Billboard magazine, and everybody knows what Billboard is. Billboard, they have an actual magazine and a website, and they get all the hits and everything, biggest songs, and all kinds of popular, thriving songs on their website. And Polestar is another trade magazine, but Polestar doesn't. It's like the opposite of Billboard. Billboard does a lot of songs, and I think it might do some tours, but Polestar focuses mainly on the touring part. So the book refers to it as the Billboard for tours, concert tours, venues, revenues, news, and other vital information. Mainly any type of performance that they're going to be given. That's what Polestar should have. And BigChampagne.com, they analyze and measure downloads to provide the industry with more realistic perspective in actual media. But yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff I read over. I did not know that you can digitally lease or cloud music. I didn't really fully understand what that was until I read the paragraph. It's just like iTunes backing up everything with iCloud. That's not the same thing. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's like cloud, Amazon's cloud that they use for making sure the gaming and the apps, if you have certain apps and everything that you use through Amazon, well, if you use Amazon's cloud on their app from, if you go to Amazon.com or you use Amazon app, two different things, you'll still be able to post. You'll still be able to see everything that you had on your account on Amazon.com, you'll be able to see it all on the Amazon Cloud because the Amazon Cloud backs up everything. But yeah, we're in the age where people do not really buy CDs or go out and vinyl, for instance. I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but we live in an age where digital downloading and illegal downloading and digital buying, I don't know if I said that, but that's the main thing that people are using, and streaming. People are not buying CDs, they're streaming or digital downloading. And, the book made a comment. Why buy music when you can get it somewhere else for free? And the book also talks about how the printing wise of the CD wise, making CDs, that part of the music industry is kind of going downhill because mostly now you can get CDs or songs, individual songs from places like iTunes for only for a lot cheaper than you would if you were to get it from an actual store. So let's say if you went to a store like Walmart and you paid $10, $15 for a CD, but you went to like iTunes and saw that you can buy the whole album for like $10, $11. If you paid $15 for it at Walmart, you can actually get it for $10. So on iTunes, which one would you do? It's just a $5 different, but that means a lot to a lot of customers. They would more likely pay $10 on iTunes than go pay 15 at Walmart. So some people don't really buy music now. They do streaming like Spotify and SoundCloud and all that stuff. Pandora and iTunes, iRadio, iHeartRadio. But yeah, streaming is a big deal now, and that's all I had for this lesson. So yeah.